Hello and welcome to the University of Manchester Botanical Grounds, where I used to work back in the day, and this was our potting shed. This was our potting bench. Many a pleasant hour spent here. Outside's changed quite a lot. We've got these new greenhouses which look sort of more like industrial plants, but I've not had a look in there. I'm not sure I'll be able to, but we've still got our soil steriliser. We used to make our own compost, our own Johnniness. So I guess they probably don't do that anymore. I don't remember this big pit being here, but perhaps it was. Anyway, not really relevant. Let's look at the thing I've actually really come to look at, which is the permanent plant collection. Oh, the moment I step in here, it takes me back. I mean, it's nearly 30 years since I worked here, almost 30 years. It must be 10 since I've been back here. Oh, the humidity and the warmth and the smell of all the plants, it's a tonic. It is, especially on a chilly April morning. I think it's April now. 1st of April, maybe. This pond wasn't here when I was here, but I think it's brilliant to see these very unusual tropical aquatic plants. There's quite a lot gone from in here. It used to be literally like a jungle. It's basically tropical rainforest environment. You can see there's water everywhere. It's regularly watered, and it's got the automatic vents to stop it getting too hot and things. It's a fantastic setup. It happily has been, everything's been maintained, the equipment's maintained, the building's maintained. So although the plant collection, I can tell just at a glance, has suffered a great deal here, at least they've still got the facilities. Look at that fantastic foliage. So this is the tropical biome, tropical rainforest. The next one is a cloud forest, which is a sort of highland tropical environment. This has changed quite a lot. Still got this Platycereus, I think it is, bifurcata. There's a few survivors here from when I was here. But most stuff has gone. There's still some orchids, that's nice to see. They look like they're actually still in the same position as they were as well when I was here. Bromeliads over there. We've got a little pond down here as well, hidden. You could easily put your foot in that, you wouldn't know it was there. Completely overgrown by a floating plant. Ooh, there's an orchid in flower. Oh, it's not very spectacular by orchid standards, but still very nice to see. Obviously happy if it's flowering like that, not the sort of desperate flowering that plants do when they think they're about to die. That's nice. It's a I can't think of begonia. That's it, yeah, because it's begonia flowers. Again, the atmosphere in here, it's, what's the word? I can't remember. When you come across something that you used to know well and then you've not experienced for years. And this is the cactus house. This was my responsibility, cacti and succulents, the arid climate house. I think, as I mentioned in another video, one of my first ever jobs here was to cut these guys down because they were pushing panels out the roof, which apparently still happens. The fellow who let me in, Dr. Giles, He said, I mentioned it to him, and he said, oh yeah, we still have to do that. This is a plant that is to be respected. If you fall in that, your clothes are getting shredded, and that's probably the best thing, that's the least worst thing. I've still got the old lithops. I love these little things. I wasn't very good at looking after them, to tell the truth. I tended to overwater, but they've got those coloured areas on the top are little windows, and they let light down into the plant. They've got little fibre optic cells, fibre optic channels, and they let light down into the base of the plant for photosynthesis. Yeah, there's not much of a smell to this house, and it's quite dry, the air, but yeah, still great to see it again. This thing's huge. That's 100 years old if it's a day. Yeah, it was a tough job cutting them down. This one, apparently the euphorbia, we used to have a really big one of these, but that's gone now. Apparently an employee who worked here after me was cutting that down. He got the sap on his hair while he was doing it. And he went home, had a shower, the sap got in his eyes, and he had to be rushed to hospital. So another plant worthy of respect, and not just for its very spiny surface. Here we are in the temperate biome. This is where my friend Sarah worked. This was her responsibility. She had endless battles with scale insect and mealybug, and she did a fine job. It could use her here now, as it's clearly not as nice as it used to be. There's a lot of larger stuff's gone, although we've still got some great specimens. The Phoenix dactylifera, they're getting quite big. Date palm, I think they get really big, like a proper tree. That looks quite old. I don't know, I'd have to look that up. And this is the, I think it's Mediterranean, so it's cooler. It's lovely and light though, because it's the end house. That's the boiler house, still got its own power here. So that's the chimney for the oil-fired boiler. Yeah, there's a lot gone, but it's still fantastic. And it's great to know that they've got, I was told when I arrived that they have actually got the funding. This place is definitely going to be kept open. And as I say, the infrastructure's been maintained, the automatic vents work, the automatic watering works, the heating works. So yeah. Nostalgia, that's the word I was trying to think of before. It's very nostalgic to come back here, because nowhere else has the same atmosphere. Nowhere else has quite the same hydrocarbon mix as these separate greenhouses with the separate biomes. And yeah, it was perhaps the happiest time of my life working here. So I wasn't able to get back in for quite a while. They had a new manager and he wouldn't let me in. So yeah, it's been a long time since I was in. Yeah, I'm very, very glad I came. I'm very glad to hear that they'll probably be getting a second full-time horticulturalist to maintain the place. Might throw my name in the hat for that one if it does happen. But yeah, I think that'll do us now. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of the University of Manchester Botanical Experimental Grounds permanent plant collection, where I used to work quite happily most of the time.